practice tonight is a practice that you can use if you've had a really super busy day and you just need to unwind. So this is like an letting go practice, but it does also hopefully help support a good night's rest. So placing your hands on your knees, or if you like, you can draw your hands a little bit up towards your hips. Sometimes just rotating the palms up feels good. It kind of opens up the chest and the shoulders drop back. And the palms rotated up is really a gesture of receiving whatever the universe has to offer. So go ahead and close your eyes. And start to come into that first breath, what we call the conscious breath. And feeling the cool air passing in through the nose and out through the nose. And as you exhale, take your awareness to the sit bones and feel them grounding down into the mat. Allow your inner thighs and your knees to soften. And find that rooting sensation now down into the hips as they soften and release. Relax your forehead, your jaw, and all facial muscles. Allow the shoulders to soften and let the arms hang by your side. And start to notice as you inhale, you feel that expansion, that extension and lengthening of the body. As you exhale, notice the sensation of letting go. And tonight, let's let go of any unresolved thoughts or worries. But place more note or focus on all the positive things that has happened today. Now bring your hands to your heart and take a small bow of the chin. And feel the light pressure of your hands and the warmth of your hands. And come into this place of gratitude. And just taking one more cleansing breath. Take your gaze, your drishti, down to your fingertips. And now release your fingertips down to the floor. Now we'll lift the chin just a little bit up, and I'm going to have you drop your ear over to the right, but walk your left. Now you can take the right hand and just very gently stretch, but it's a very soft, easy stretch. It's not forcing or trying to pull the neck into any position, but just using your breath. Notice what you're feeling in that neck and upper back. Take one more inhale, and as you exhale, release the right hand down and bring the chin back to center. Good. Now let's go ahead and drop the ear over to the left shoulder first. Just pause there for a breath or two. And now take that left hand, wrap it around the top of your head, just taking a nice stretch through the right side of the neck and shoulder. If you want to walk your right fingertips out, you're welcome to do that. That might create more length through the shoulder and the neck. Very good. One more breath. And then you're going to release that hand, bring the chin back to center and drop the chin down. Start to roll the ear over to the right. Lift the chin just slightly and then draw the chin down. Roll over to your left and then again lift the chin just slightly up. Drop the chin down. Roll through the center of your chest and over to the right. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed here. And add your breath. Exhale as you drop your chin. Inhale as you lift the chin. Take your time. And go at your own tempo. You may create a little ujjayi breath. And let's do one more. And bring the chin back up to the center. Bring your hands on your knees. We'll come into a seated cat-cow, but I'm going to move off of my bolster and get a little bit more on the mat and maybe even just the blanket. You're welcome to switch your ankles, just changing that position. Good. And now let's go ahead, hands on your knees. And let's go ahead and round the back, coming into our cat stretch. And then inhale, slide your hands up towards your inner thighs. And lift the chest a little bit forward. So exhale, you pull that navel in, round your back. Then slide your hands up to the top of your thighs. Elbows can be back as you lift your heart. Then exhale, navel to spine, tuck in. Inhale, lift your chest, maybe even look up. It's up to you whether or not you want to use your neck. And then you just kind of go at your own pace. We're just warming up that back, that spine. We're going to inhale as we lift our heart. You're going to exhale as you round. Just a couple more times. And here's our last one. Inhale forward. Good. Exhale, rock back. Now come all the way up, sit tall. And you can just kind of rock side to side. This is a really grounding sensation, right? We're just rocking from sit bone to sit bone. I almost said tailbone. I don't know why that's wanted to come out of my mouth. But this is just a real connection to the floor, to the earth. And so just holding here. If again you want to switch your ankles, you're welcome to do that. Readjust. Now draw the fingertips out to the side. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Just soften the shoulders away from the ears. And now go ahead and rotate over to the right and float those hands down. Come into a really tall inhalation, lengthening through your spine. Exhale into the twist. So ground through the sit bones. Think of or visualize your spine lengthening up, getting really tall. And exhale, wringing out the internal organs. And one more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gently twist. Now we'll take one more big deep breath. And as you exhale out, bring both hands on your knees and just move that torso back to the center. Good. Stay tall, shoulders soft and down. Fingertips to the floor. Let's go to the other side. So inhale, float the arms up. Big deep breath. Exhale, start to rotate that left shoulder back, coming into a twist. So I'm cupping my fingertips, and that just helps me stay really tall. So you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gently rotate. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale and twist. And one more inhalation. Now as you exhale, slowly unwind. And let's bring your hands back to your knees. Good, so now interlock your fingers and press your palms down towards the floor. So we're just getting a really nice stretch through the wrist. So I want you to separate those shoulder blades. Now inhale, bring your arms up. And as you exhale, drop the hands down to the crown of your head. Now notice if that helped you straighten up just a little bit. It's almost like balancing a book on your head. Now take another full breath. Press the palms up. And as you exhale, rotate through the shoulders down. Good. Let's go ahead and sweep the arms behind your back. If you'd like, interlock your fingers and draw the shoulder blades together. Now, if interlocking your fingers is too much for those shoulders, the shoulders are tight, just bring the arms straight back and just open up through the chest. Good. 3 more breaths. Expanding through the lungs. Exhaling slowly. Just one more time. Good work for your lungs. Very nice. Release your hands. Let's go ahead and switch positions of the ankle one more time. This time we're going to do a small forward fold. So you can have your fingers and you can start to walk the hands out. Now this is really about stretching your outer hip, your thigh, your gluteus. Now, if you do have a bolster, one of the things you can do, I've seen different versions of this, but you can take your bolster, I know this seems kind of funny, but at an angle, right? And you can bring your forehead down. Some will take the bolster, maybe bring their hands on that bolster. So we're still warming up. Don't worry about this. You're going to just take about 3. Good. Slowly come up. Let's complement this with your back bend. So cupping the hands again, fingertips behind your hips. Draw those shoulder blades together. Pull that belly in and support the low back. As you just take a small lift, it doesn't have to be a deep back bend. You can keep your chin tucked in towards your chest. And you can take your gaze slightly up. But really broaden through the chest. Open up the lungs and the heart. Just take 3 more breaths. Now slowly come out of your back bend. Now we do want to switch our legs one more time, all right? So change the position, making the opposite foot now in front. We're going to come back to our forward fold. So go ahead and if you don't have the bolster, what we'll do is just spider, they call this a spider walk. You walk the hands just slightly out and you can hold right here. Just keep the spine long. Some of you may choose to come onto the elbows. Or if you like that bolster involved, it's always great to include that prop because in a way it'll support you enough so that you can release. It can actually give you a nice deep stretch. So let's take 5 more breaths. Nice job. Bring your hands back up. Let's again do the reverse. So come into our back bend. Bring your fingertips behind. Stay on top of those fingertips as you draw your shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift through the heart. Maybe taking that gaze up. Nice job. Walk your fingertips forward. Now we're going to come into a kneeling position. You can move your bolster a little bit away. Draw your knees together and come up into a wide-kneed child's pose. So that we do most of the time. It's just a beautiful way to get a really sweet little forward fold. So your big toes are touching, your knees are wide, and we'll try to keep those hips down as much as we can, but they'll, if they lift up, it's okay. We're going to walk the hands out. Some of you may choose to stack your fist and rest it on the forehead. All right, so the forehead on the fist. I think I said it backwards. Otherwise, you can fold the forearms and rest. So your choice. Take at least 5 more breaths. So if you would like to really, if you're holding on to a lot of stress or energy that you want to get rid of, just breathe in and get lots of oxygen into your body, and then exhale it all out through the mouth. Good. Come all the way up. And bring the knees under your hips. And draw the navel towards the spine and get the wrists directly under the shoulders. Rotate your elbows out. And if you like, you can always stabilize the knees by curling your toes under. So take an inhale here in this tabletop position. Exhale, separate your shoulder blades. Pull that navel in, tuck the tailbone down, and look up towards your belly. Then inhale. You're going to draw the shoulder blades a little bit together, lifting the sternum and lifting the heart. So push the floor away with an exhale. Then articulate through the spine into your inhale, lifting your tail, letting the belly soften. Good. Exhale, push that floor away, rounding the spine, separating your shoulders. And now inhale, soften those elbows, the belly, and lift the heart and tail. And one more time, exhale, rounding the spine. And then inhale, rolling through into your cow. Good. So we're going to walk those hands out just a little bit. And we're going to do a whole body circle. So you're going to go side, back, side, and forward. And when you go forward, you can even drop those and get this beautiful rotation into the shoulder joints and into the hip joints, and it should feel really good. It's nice to connect your breath to this. So inhale when you come forward, exhale as you push back. And now you're going to do one more. Let's go ahead and pause and reverse that circle. Push back, side, forward, and side. Just lubricating those hip joints, the shoulder joints, and do one more circle. Come back to the center. And we'll move into puppy dog pose. So forearms to the floor. Your forearms are parallel. And you want your hips over your knees. And you're welcome to stay here, or you start to drop the chest, the heart, the forehead towards the floor. Now I'd like you to come up. What we'll do is we're going to walk We're going to keep the hips over your knees, but we're going to walk off to the right, and we're going to push our left hip back. Good, come up, walk it out. So it actually felt a little better for me to release the elbows down, but you can try it. Try it with your arms just straight, pushing back, or bending the elbows and coming down. Good, walk your hands back to the center and go ahead and slide your right foot forward. Moving into that low lunge. Now this is where you might want to use those blocks if you have them on either side of your foot. So the blocks are framing your foot. Spread out through those toes. And now drop into that left hip flexor. Now bring your hands to your thigh. Lift your torso up. Draw the shoulders back. And bend that knee over the ankle. Now we'll come into a prayer twist. So start out with your hands to namaste. Maybe the thumbs to the chest and elbows are lifting. Now I'd like, before you drop the elbow down, I'd like you to twist. So you're going to twist towards your inner thigh. So start to rotate first and rotate as far as you can. And then just pause there. You don't need to drop the elbow down, only if you want to, right? And some of you may choose to drop it so it's on the top of your quad, or maybe you drop it to the outside. Take 3 more breaths. Now push through that front foot, come back up. Good job. Bring your hands down, framing your foot. Flex your left foot. Pick up that left knee. You're in a high lunge now, but we're going to slide this right foot back and come into your down dog. Now come up onto your toes, lift your heels, and bend your knees, coming down, all the way down into your tabletop position. Good work. Now we're going to slide the left foot forward between your hands. And now drop, we don't want the butt pushing back, you want to drop the buttocks down. Good. And just hold here. This is where the magic happens, right? This is where we start to release a lot of tight areas in the hips. So take at least 3 breaths. Now bring your hands onto your thigh, your quad, and let's get that knee over the ankle as you drop the hips down. And this is a good way to find your balance and kick in the core. The core will really help you stabilize in this pose. Now take another full breath and bring your hands to your heart center. Good. Now this is where we're going to twist. So ground your left foot to the mat. Start to twist towards me, maybe. You may be facing the other direction, it's okay. But we're going towards the inner thigh. Now you can drop that elbow, maybe on the top or maybe to the outside. Good. And then come back to that really nice stretch here by bending the front knee and taking 3 more breaths. Nice work. Go ahead and start to bring the elbow back up and all the way up, bringing your hands down to the floor. Now I'm going to have you just slide this left foot back. You can bring your hands together on the instep side and just take that foot back. We're going to go ahead and come all the way down onto our belly and into a nice little Sphinx pose. So good back extension, and I'd like you to just really relax your hips down into the floor. Spread your fingers wide and ground your hands into the earth. And if you would like, you can draw the chin down. Now we're going to come all the way down to the floor. So with your forehead, we want you to come down to the forehead and walk your hands back. Bring your hands along the side, or you can choose to take and interlock your fingers together. Chin to the chest. Draw the shoulder blades together, but keep your feet grounded. But just a few lifts, all right? So feet stay down. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, pull the belly in. And now lift, reaching the arms back. Good. Take an inhale as you exhale, come down to the side of your face. Nice. Take a deep breath here. As you exhale, draw the chin in, forehead to the mat. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, pull the belly in. Draw the shoulder blades together and lift. Good. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come down to the other side. Now bring your chin to the chest and your hands back under your shoulder. Now I would like to stretch. You can come into a little up dog. And then we're going to push back into child's pose. But this time bring your knees and your feet together. And come down, so you're laying your torso over the top of your legs. And you can fold your forearms. If you're tight, you can sometimes take that forehead to the bolster and bring your arms along the sides. Now you're going to slowly come up in a kneeling position. Now take either your pillow, your bolster, or a couch pillow and put it right down to the center of your mat. We're going to move the blanket. For me, I'm going to move it away, but if you do restorative, you know you want to use the blanket for your head and neck, you're welcome to put that to the top of your mat. You're going to take the bolster. You want to get right in front of it. So I call this a zigzag lay. You're going to make sure the bolster is touching your outer hip and thigh. So it's the back edge of this bolster is in line with the end of my hip, right, the butt cheek. And the feet, the zigzag feet, I have now my left foot is touching my right quad. So there is a zigzag shape. Now you want to take your shoulders and rotate them over towards the bolster, bringing your hands on either side of the bolster. I want you to lift up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, you want to lay right on top of that sternum, that chest. Now turning the head towards, in the same direction as your knee. And then you can walk the hands out just a little bit. So it just depends on your shoulders, right? If you want to feel a little stretch in the shoulders, you may walk those fingers just slightly forward. Good. Stay here for at least 8 full breaths. You're going to take one more cleansing breath. Then you lift your head up. Walk your hands back to your hips. Now this is the easiest way to get, we're going to go to the other side. So you're going to turn your back to your pillow, your bolster, right? But I'm still touching my back to that end of the bolster. I'm going to drop my knees so I have a zigzag in the other direction. But I'm going to rotate, so I'm twisting around. And this is a beautiful twist to really relax into. So your hands are on either side. You're going to slowly drop down with your chest right on top of that bolster. Maybe the hands walk out a little bit, and you turn your head. And then what you're going to do is you're going to just take your time, walk your hands back up towards your hips. We have one more pose here we're going to do. We've done this one before, but without the bolster, I believe. You can take your blanket, fold it at least into fours. You're going to take the blanket, if you have one. If you don't really need it. It's just an extra little thing to have. The bottom of the feet can be together in bound angle pose, or you can just tense your knees up, right? So my back is touching the end of the bolster. I'm going to roll down and bring my arms out to the side. So this is such a wonderful, we're feeling stressed, or if we've been just laboring over a table or a desk. All right, this is just this beautiful counter pose. So decide what you want to do with your feet. If you want those legs out long, you're welcome to do that. That's really nice. So try all of them and see which one speaks to you, which one gives you that room to let go. And let your feet, your knees, if the legs are straight, let them just roll out. Tuck the chin in and soften the shoulder blades now into that pillow or that bolster, whatever you have. And as we open the chest and open the lungs, get this breath to come down into the lower lobes of the lungs and feel the expansion of the rib cage. And if you want to exhale out through the mouth, you can. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Keep your eyes closed, but roll over onto your right side. And stay on your right side for a few moments. Keep your eyes closed and use your hands to push up and away from the floor. Let your head come up and find a comfortable seat. Gently open your eyes. Bring your hands to your heart and bow your chin. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, come into gratitude. Gratitude for your strong, your healthy body. The light in me salutes that light in you, and together we say, Namaste. Thanks you guys for joining me this evening. Great job, and sweet dreams.